Today, Kiwis see average 16% home price falls from peak, but Hopium ahead. Hello again, it's Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Welcome to this post covering finance and property news. Today we're going across to New Zealand to look at the Real Estate Institute of New Zealand data for July and the CoreLogic data for August. In fact, the national median price decreased by 2.2% year on year from 770,000 to 753,000 according to the REINZ in July, based on data released at the end of August, and it decreased by the same amount month on month. For New Zealand, excluding Auckland, the median price decreased 1.5% year on year from 680,000 to 670,000, and month on month, the median price also decreased by 1.5%. There has been downward pressure on prices in most parts of the country this year, and sales volumes have been lower than average as the cost of living, concerns about job security, and interest rates challenge many people in New Zealand. However, it seems the sentiment is beginning to change. The slight decline in interest rates in July and the belief that there are more to come appears to be encouraged by activity as reflected in the increases in sales, REINZ Chief Executive Jen Baird said. Of course, the picture varies across the country, with some significant price falls in some areas. Auckland prices are on average 4% down on a year ago, while Wellington is down 4.4%. Canterbury fell 1.7%, but Otago was 5.8% lower. That said, 7 of the 16 regions had a median price increase year over year, with West Coast and Tasman standing out, with the median price up 21.2% year over year. In the West Coast, that's 330,000 to 400,000, and Tasman saw a 10.6% increase from 710,000 to 785,000. Of course, the transaction volumes are low in many of these areas and are therefore more volatile. Never mind, the REINZ in typical fashion says the data shows signs of positivity with increases in sales numbers and listing volumes as July brought a new wave of buyer activity not typically seen in late winter. While listings continue to increase, the rise in sales volumes have seen the total number of properties for sale in New Zealand fall compared to last month. However, median prices have decreased by 2.2% nationally compared to a year ago, indicating that houses sold at a lower price in July. Total number of properties sold in New Zealand increased by 14.5% year over year from 5,070 to 5,806, and by 19.7% compared to June 2024, from 4,851 to 5,806. 13 regions saw an increase in sales for July. The most significant increases were in Gisborne, up 53.6%, Otago up 45.7%, Marlborough up 42.9%, and Southland up 38.8%. Compared to June 2024, only one region saw a decrease in sales volumes. That was Nelson, down 21.2%. Although we have not yet reached the spring selling season, we are observing early signs of growth in the market, not typically associated with this time of year. This can be seen through the seasonally adjusted data, which indicates an increase of 5.4% in national sales compared to last year, which reflects a market performing above anticipated levels, they said. 14 of the 15 regions have seen a rise in new listings year on year, with Wellington up 55%, Gisborne up 50%, and Southland up 36.9%. The only region to see a decrease in new listings year on year is Taranaki, down 4.8%. The national inventory level increased by 32.3%, up 7,466 in July, from 23,090 to 30,556 year on year, but decreased by 3.7% from 31,745 month on month. For New Zealand, excluding Auckland, inventory levels increased 30.4%, up 4,409 year on year, from 14,497 to 18,906, but decreased 3.5%, down 667 compared to June 2024. There were 647 auctions nationally in July 2024, 11.1% of all sales, compared to 529 of 10.4% of all sales in July 2023. The Auckland region saw 332 properties selling by auction in July 2024. That's 18.4% of all sales, compared to 306 properties sold by auction, or 19.1% of all sales in July 2023. The recent 25 basis point reduction in the official cash rate and the strong signs of more reductions to come will bring relief to households and will provide some confidence to buyers to act soon, added Baird. Nationally, median days to sell increased by 1 day from 48 to 49 days compared to a year ago. For New Zealand, excluding Auckland, median days to sell didn't change, still staying at 49%. And the house price index for New Zealand stood at 3,563 in July 2024. That's a 0.2% increase from July 2023, but down by 0.3% compared to June 2024. The average annual growth in the New Zealand house price index over the past 5 years has been 5.2%, but it is currently 16.7% below the market peak that was reached in 2021. Otago is the top-ranked HPI year-on-year movement this month, reaching a new peak of 4,187. Now switching to CoreLogic, who said that the value of New Zealand homes continued to decline in August, according to the latest property data. The median value of New Zealand dwellings was $811,583 in August. That's down 0.5% from July. They say August was the 6th consecutive month the national median value has declined. It's now down 31,000 since its summer peak in February and is 16.8% lower than the all-time high set in January 2022. So they pretty much agree with the REINZ on the fall from the peak. The biggest decline in median values over the past 3 months in August was in Gisborne, down 6.5%. All main centres showed declines in values over the 3 months to August, down 0.3% in Christchurch to down 3.3% in Auckland. No doubt, many households will be feeling happier now that the official cash rate is falling as mortgage rates are heading lower too, CoreLogic's chief property economist Kelvin Davidson said. This sentiment effect, as well as the direct boost to borrowers' finances, could support housing in the near term. Yet the latest actual fall in values is a tiny reminder that the market still faces considerable challenges too, Davidson said. For a start, housing affordability is still stretched, while at the same time the labour market downturn is fully underway. Even if people haven't lost their jobs, the increased feelings of insecurity will still tend to flow through to less enthusiasm to trade property or to pay top dollar, Davison said. It's also clear that the bargaining power lies with buyers in a market where the stock of available listings is sitting at multi-year highs, but that's still only for the more limited pool who can actually secure finance. All this adds up to likely further restraint on property values, although the potential impact of low mortgage rates can't be ignored. Yet, on the other hand, here is the REINZ spin. In July, we saw an increase in sales across the country compared to last year and June 2024. As more listings hit the well-supplied markets, buyers are slower to make decisions, extending the average days to sell. Despite ongoing economic challenges, early signs suggest potential improvement, indicating favourable conditions in the residential property landscape might be on the horizon. Well, I have to say I'll call this grasping at straws. As listings rise, of course, this puts downward pressure on asking prices as prospective purchasers have more choice and negotiating power. The rate cut will certainly help the market, especially if further cuts follow, but lower net migration and the cold winds of recession will continue to haunt the market. And it's certainly worth considering the fate of Australian home prices in the light of what happened in New Zealand, as rate cuts and recessions grind the market down. But the one sure thing remains true in both markets is that the real estate industry Hopium remains fully intact. I'm Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.